Most people do not fail because they are weak. They fail because they keep fighting their own brain and losing in silence. You set goals, make promises, and swear this time will be different. But a few days later, you are back in the same loop. Delay, guilt, frustration. Repeat. That pain is real. But here is the truth no one tells you. Discipline is not a gift some people are born with. It is a system, and once you understand that, everything changes. This video will break the biggest lies about discipline, expose why your brain resists effort, and show you how to build habits, environments, and identity patterns that make success feel natural instead of forced. In this video, you will discover why willpower keeps failing you, how your environment secretly controls your actions, how to use habit stacking and simple behavior design to beat procrastination, and how to become the kind of person who follows through even on hard. Let me start with a question that might feel uncomfortable. What if the real problem is not your discipline, but the way you have been taught to think about discipline your entire life? Most people grow up believing that successful, productive people simply have stronger willpower. They imagine that disciplined individuals wake up motivated, energized, and ready to attack the day. But that picture is completely wrong. Behind the scenes, even the most successful people feel resistance. They feel laziness. They feel the pull of comfort, distraction, and procrastination just like everyone else. Your brain was never designed to chase difficult long-term goals. It was designed to survive. For thousands of years, the smartest move was to conserve energy, avoid unnecessary effort, and take the fastest reward available. That ancient programming is still running inside you today. That is why the couch feels safer than the gym. That is why scrolling social media feels easier than studying, writing, or building something meaningful. So when you try to force yourself to be disciplined with pure motivation, you are fighting millions of years of evolution with a few motivational quotes. And sooner or later, your brain wins. But here is the powerful part most people never realize. The people who look disciplined are not winning because they are stronger. They are winning because they stopped fighting their brain and started designing their life differently. And once you understand how that works, discipline stops feeling impossible. In the next part, we will uncover the hidden force that quietly controls most of your behavior every single day: your environment. Think about this for a moment. If discipline were purely about willpower, why do you act differently in different environments without even noticing? You can sit in a library for hours and focus. But the moment you sit on your couch with your phone nearby, suddenly your concentration disappears. Same brain, same person, completely different behavior. That is not a coincidence. That is design. Your environment silently shapes your actions every single day. What is visible? What is easy to reach? What requires the least effort? Your brain will naturally move toward it. It does not ask what is best for your future. It simply follows the path of least resistance. This is why so many people fail when they try to change their lives. They try to change their behavior while keeping the exact same environment that encourages distraction, comfort, and procrastination. But disciplined people play a different game. They don't rely on motivation. They engineer their surroundings so that the right action becomes the easiest action. The book is on the desk. The workout clothes are ready before sleep. The phone notifications are off. The distractions are out of sight. Suddenly, the good habit stops feeling like a battle. If this idea is already changing the way you see discipline, take 1 second right now and subscribe to the channel. Because what you are about to learn next might be the most powerful tool for turning small actions into unstoppable momentum. In the next part, we'll reveal a strategy that allows you to hack your brain's automatic routines and transform ordinary daily actions into powerful habit chains. Now here is the moment where things start to change. Because even if you understand your brain, and even if you improve your environment, one big problem still remains: starting. That first tiny moment when you have to move from thinking to doing. And this is exactly where most people lose. You tell yourself you will study tonight. You will exercise tomorrow morning. You will finally start that project. But when the moment arrives, your brain suddenly negotiates with you. Just 5 more minutes. Start tomorrow. Check your phone first. And just like that, the action disappears before it even begins. But what if you never had to rely on that fragile starting moment again? This is where one of the most powerful ideas from Atomic Habits comes in: habit stacking. Your brain already runs on automatic routines. You brush your teeth after waking up. You check your phone when you sit down. You drink coffee when you enter the kitchen. These actions require almost no effort because the pattern is already wired. Habit stacking uses those existing routines as launch pads. Instead of forcing a brand new habit into your life, you attach it to something you already do. After brushing your teeth, you meditate for 2 minutes. After making coffee, you read 1 page. After sitting at your desk, you write a single paragraph. Suddenly, starting becomes effortless. And here is the fascinating part: small actions create momentum. Momentum creates consistency. Consistency creates identity. But there is still one hidden reason why many habits collapse over time. And in the next part, we are going to expose it completely. Here is the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. Procrastination is not laziness. It is design failure. Think about it. If someone places a bowl of candy right in front of you, within arm's reach, you will probably grab one without thinking. But if that same candy is locked inside a cabinet across the room, suddenly the urge disappears. Your brain did not change. Your discipline did not magically grow stronger. The design of the situation changed. This is exactly how habits work. When a habit is hidden, difficult, boring, and offers no immediate reward, your brain rejects it instantly. Studying feels painful. Exercising feels exhausting. Writing feels heavy. Meanwhile, your phone, social media, and endless entertainment are easy, colorful, stimulating, and instantly rewarding. So your brain does what it was built to do. It chooses the fastest pleasure. But here is where everything shifts. James Clear describes 4 invisible laws that turn a difficult habit into a natural behavior. Make it obvious. The cue must be visible. Make it attractive. The brain must look forward to it. Make it easy. The first step must feel almost effortless. Make it satisfying. The brain must feel rewarded immediately. When these 4 forces align, discipline stops feeling like force. Action becomes the default. But there is still one final level that most people never reach. Because even the best habits can collapse if one powerful factor is missing: identity. And in the final part, you are going to discover why real transformation begins the moment you stop asking what you want to achieve and start deciding who you are becoming. Now we arrive at the deepest truth about discipline, and this might change the way you see yourself forever. Because at the end of the day, habits are not just about actions. They are about identity. Most people try to change their lives by focusing on results. They say, I want to lose weight. I want to be productive. I want to read more books. But these goals only focus on what you want to achieve, not who you believe you are. And your brain always protects your identity. If deep inside you believe you are lazy, inconsistent, or someone who never finishes things, your actions will quietly return to that identity again and again. Even if you try new systems, even if you feel motivated for a few days, your old self-image will eventually pull you back. But the moment your identity changes, everything begins to shift. Instead of saying, I want to work out, you begin to say, I am someone who trains. Instead of, I want to read more, you say, I am a reader. Instead of, I hope to be disciplined, you say, I am the type of person who does what needs to be done. And here is the powerful part. Every small action becomes a vote for that new identity. Every workout is a vote. Every page you read is a vote. Every time you start, even when you do not feel like it, you are proving something to yourself. You are becoming someone new. And when identity changes, discipline is no longer something you force. It becomes simply who you are. Let me leave you with one final thought, and it might hit harder than anything we said in this video. 5 years from now, the difference between the life you dream about and the life you actually live will not come from one big decision. It will come from the tiny actions you repeat every single day. Not the dramatic moments, not the bursts of motivation, but the quiet choices nobody sees. The mornings when you decide to start instead of scrolling. The nights when you read one page instead of wasting another hour. The moments when you move forward, even when your brain is begging for comfort. That is where your future is being built. Every small action is a vote for the person you are becoming. The real question is not, do you have discipline? The real question is, what identity are you voting for today? Are you voting for the version of yourself that keeps delaying, making excuses, waiting for motivation that never comes? Or are you voting for the version of yourself who shows up, even imperfectly, even for just 2 minutes? Now I want you to be honest. No filters, no pretending. What is one habit you know deep down you need to change right now? Type it in the comments. Not tomorrow. not later, right now. Because the moment you write it down, you are making a public vote for the person you are ready to become. And that single comment might be the first small step that changes everything. If you just wrote something in the comments, or even thought about it in your head, then something important just happened. You became aware, and awareness is where every real transformation begins. Because most people are not failing their goals consciously. They are drifting through their days on autopilot. Wake up, scroll, work, scroll again. Say they will start tomorrow. Repeat the same routine for months, sometimes for years. Then one day they wake up and wonder where all the time went. But the moment you start noticing your habits, your environment, your small daily choices, you break that autopilot. You step outside the loop, and that is powerful. Because now you can redesign it. You can move one object on your desk that changes your focus. You can attach one tiny habit to a routine you already have. You can remove one distraction that steals hours from your life. These changes seem small, almost insignificant. But remember what we talked about earlier: momentum. Small actions repeated daily create momentum. Momentum builds consistency, and consistency slowly reshapes your identity. This is how real change happens. Quietly, gradually, almost invisibly at first. But there is still one final piece of this puzzle that most people overlook. And once you understand it, discipline stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like a natural part of who you are. So stay with me, because the last part might be the most important insight of this entire video. Let me ask you something that most people avoid thinking about. What if nothing changes? What if 1 year from now you are still fighting the same battles? Still saying, "I'll start tomorrow." Still watching other people build the life you secretly want? That thought should feel uncomfortable, maybe even painful, because deep down you already know something important. Your life will not change because you suddenly feel motivated. It will change the moment you design your life differently. Remember everything we uncovered in this video. Your brain is not your enemy, but it will always choose the easiest path. Your environment quietly shapes your behavior every day. Your habits grow from small actions stacked together, and your identity is built from the votes you cast through those actions. When all of these align, discipline stops being a struggle. It becomes natural, not because you became a superhero, not because you discovered endless motivation, but because the system around you makes the right choice easier than the wrong one. And here is the truth most people never realize. The difference between the person you are today and the person you could become is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is structure. So starting today, you have a decision to make. Will you keep fighting your brain, or will you start designing a life where discipline becomes inevitable? Because once you understand this game, everything changes. And the next move is yours. Let me tell you something most people realize far too late. Life does not destroy your dreams all at once. It erodes them slowly, not with one big failure, but with thousands of tiny moments where you choose comfort over growth. One skipped workout, 1 hour of mindless scrolling, One more day of I'll start tomorrow. Individually. These moments feel harmless, almost invisible, but stack together over months and years. They quietly shape the direction of your entire life. That is why the ideas we talked about in this video matter so much. Because once you understand how your brain works, how your environment shapes your actions, how small habits build momentum, and how identity forms through repeated behavior, you begin to see something powerful. You are not stuck. You are simply living inside systems that were never designed to help you grow. And the moment you start redesigning those systems, everything begins to shift. A book placed on your desk becomes a signal to read. Your phone placed across the room becomes a barrier to distraction. A 2-minute habit becomes the spark for a new routine. Small changes, massive consequences. This is how disciplined people build their lives, not through heroic bursts of effort, but through systems that quietly guide their behavior every single day. And now you understand the game. The only question left is simple but powerful. What will you redesign first? Let me end with something brutally honest. Your future is being decided today by the smallest choices you think don't matter. Not the big goals you write down once a year, not the motivation you feel after watching a powerful video, but the tiny, almost invisible decisions you make when nobody is watching. The moment you pick up your phone instead of your book, the moment you delay instead of starting for 2 minutes, the moment you choose comfort instead of growth. Those moments look small, but they are not small. They are votes. Votes for the person you are becoming. Every action you repeat is shaping your identity. Every habit is quietly building the structure of your life. And over time, those tiny votes turn into results that feel massive. A stronger body, a sharper mind, a more disciplined life, or the opposite. That is why this video is not really about discipline. It is about taking control of the systems that control you. Once you design your environment, stack small habits, reduce friction, and align your actions with the identity you want, discipline stops feeling like a fight. It becomes your default, and that is the real power. Not forcing yourself to be better for one day, but becoming the type of person who naturally moves in the direction of growth. So remember this. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And starting today, those systems are yours to design. Here is the truth that separates people who change their lives from those who stay stuck for years. Most people wait for motivation, but the people who win build systems. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes like the weather. Some mornings you wake up energized and ready to conquer the world. Other mornings you feel tired, distracted, and empty. If your progress depends on motivation, your life will move forward in random bursts and then stop. That is why so many dreams die quietly. But systems are different. Systems do not care how you feel. Systems work on good days and bad days. Systems remove the need to make the same decision over and over again. Think about it. If your book is already on your desk, reading becomes easier. If your workout clothes are ready before you sleep, training becomes easier. If your phone is far away while you work, focus becomes easier. You are not forcing discipline. You are guiding behavior. And once you start doing this, something surprising happens. The habits that once felt difficult begin to feel normal. The resistance fades. The actions that used to require effort slowly become part of your identity. This is how powerful change actually works. Not through dramatic overnight transformation, but through quiet systems that guide your daily choices. And the moment you begin building those systems, your life stops depending on luck or motivation. It begins depending on structure. And structure, unlike motivation, is something you can design. Before this video ends, I want you to face one question that most people avoid for years. How many times have you promised yourself that you would change and didn't? Not because you are incapable, not because you are lazy, but because you kept trying to change your life using the same broken approach. You tried to rely on motivation. You tried to force discipline. You tried to push yourself harder. And every time, the same cycle returned. Excitement, effort, burnout, frustration. But now you know something most people never learn. Your brain is not the enemy. Your lack of discipline is not a character flaw. The real difference between people who transform their lives and those who stay stuck is simple. One group keeps fighting themselves. The other group redesigns their systems. Small habits, smart environments, clear identity, tiny actions repeated daily. That is how real change is built. So here is my challenge to you right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, choose one small habit you will redesign today. Maybe you move your phone away while working. Maybe you read one page before bed. Maybe you start with just 2 minutes of action. Write it down in the comments. Because when you declare a decision publicly, something powerful happens inside your mind. You stop wishing for change, and you start becoming the person who creates it. Before you leave this video, remember one thing. Your life will not change because you watched this video. It will change because of what you do after it. Right now, you stand at a silent crossroads. One path leads back to the same habits, the same delays, the same life repeating itself. The other path begins with one small decision today. So if this video hit you, prove it. Drop a comment with the habit you're starting today. Hit like so more people wake up to this truth. And subscribe, plus turn on the bell, because the next videos will challenge the way you think, act, and build your life. Your future is not waiting. It's being built by what you do next.